Hi. So I was looking at our past broadcasts, well, this part's in quotes, and our YouTube channel video archive, and I completely forgot to do the playoff review. Um, and if you look at the title, this is more or less, Vecinzz Victory Lap, but we'll get to. I guess we'll get to all that. But yeah, um, yeah, we got a lot to cover. So let's just get into it as we just take forever. And you get to see on the fly like how we do this. So we're covering this real quick. Where is it? Oh yeah, there's Dill. Dill got 3 0'd. Yay, Quantum League's done. Okay, so boy, how do I want to do this? Okay. This won't be net. So Summer 3v3 East Rocket League Div 6. So can I even find Euphoric on here? Hey, nope, it's not really sorted. So Euphoric. I kind of did this wrong. Whatever. So Euphoric eliminated in round 2. Came in as an 8. So they had a 4-2 finish. Um, I wouldn't necessarily they backdoored because they fished 4-2. They were basically on the brink and just I'd say more likely just fought and got themselves in the playoffs. Had a 3-1 victory there in round 1, 8 versus 9. Played the number 1 seed, lost in 4. As you can see, they lost the eventual champion. It's a good season for them. Um, our tier 2 is now like half as many teams, so this team's obviously not around. You know, um, they were, they had a cleaner division because I'm going to get back into the rant that was East T2 D5 because that bracket. Uh, so they all had Euphoric had a good season, got to the second round. But yeah, some people got promoted. Teams reformed, and we went from 4 tier 2 teams to 2, but that's now we got like 5 tier 1 teams. But good season nonetheless. This was also like a throw together team. It was just basically um, people that kind of showed interest like after we had pretty much formed all our teams after tryouts. So they did a lot better job of the tryout teams in a way. So then of course that is going to bring us to yeah. Um, I mean, You know what? It probably would have been much easier to do it this way for this division. Rocket League. Where? Why is that the one that comes up? All right. Yeah, we'll just do this. We'll just do this one. We'll get my team out of the way first. So we'll cover the top half first. So Goon Squad came in as a 12. They lost 3-1. 4-2. Boy, I don't remember anything about that, and I cast that. Why am I on Clangers? Because I'm an idiot. Well, there's a sneak preview. Well, you can see the bottom half of the bracket. I don't remember anything about this game, and I'm pretty sure I cast it. 5-3, 2-1, 5-2, 4-3. Sounds about right. I mean, this is not bad for a team that played, 4 games in a 6-game league schedule. You're going to hear that this is the infamous East Division 5. Again, I'm not going to say that we're bringing out the role, but I'm sure this tier is more than influencing the now. I'm just going to call it the probation division, which is basically any new teams, or I'm assuming new players, excluding ones, get put in separate division altogether. I assume ranked by tiers. Because basically what happened, and this isn't to exclude any other divisions that this happened in, but basically what happened in Division 5 was embarrassing, to say the least. And in the defense of IGL, there's not much that they could have done about that. But in a way, I did have faith that they were going to try and do something, because that's what they did with ones, coming into the summer circuit, and I like what they did there, and I like what they've done going forward. It's just a shame that it took a tire fire that they really didn't have much control over, because people are idiots, and didn't show up. So anyways, Goon Squad went 2-2 in games played, but got to 4-2. I had thought that series was a little bit more closer than the score said, but we're now probably a month in the rear view at this point. And this is a team that kind of is breaking up, reforming as well. It's really hard to put stock into because I thought they played pretty well, but it's also hard to put stock in how good they really were, because they got kind of screwed by the scheduling. And I'm not I don't know where they truly should have finished. But again, this is another team that fought from 2-2. Got in the playoffs. It's a little disappointing to see him go out. And they lost in round one, but sometimes that's just what happens. So now we go to the bottom half of the playoff bracket. Um, Sorry. So I'm not actually sure what happened here. We lost in four. This is my squad climbers. Thumbs up. So we lost in four. I'm not sure what happened. Um, it sounds like we were supposed to report. So maybe on our end we got our lines crossed off. But I would just say, here's a PSA. Um, always verify who's reporting, even if it's a losing team. If the losing team says they're going to report, you, as the winner, hold on a second. Okay. Wow, this bracket, this. Okay. Anyways, let me get in my rant about this because, wow, there's a lot of DQs on here. Okay. Um, just as a PSA, as a winner, make sure that the loser did report like within an hour or something like that. Um, because probably as a winner, you should be verifying that anyways. Um, and like what I do, so for the match, post match cadence is I say, regardless, is I ask my opponent, if I lose, is do you want me to report or do you want to? And if they say I'll report, it's like okay, GG's again, whatever. I wasn't the captain, so I'm not sure what happened in DMs. Um, and I can't tell you if even Unforgiven came to me and say, hey, can you report? Because I know just right after the match there was a 30 plus minute discussion about just kind of what happened. Just match wise and everything. Like, I thought as I guessed it, I thought we had played our best match. But we ultimately fell in four. Um, I'm not surprised at the end result. We just couldn't get anyone together, which is disappointing and frustrating on a personal level. Um, but yeah, so that was a double disqualification. So that's why we're here. But Undertow beat us. So that ultimately PSA, always verify everything. Like don't ever assume. Um, and regardless if I'm reporting, I just say, especially if I lose, I say, it's reported. Please check my math. I go straight from the replays, but mistakes can happen. So yeah, that's basically the story there. Is I don't know exactly what happened. I don't remember anything. Part of that was that right after the match we went into a team discussion to discuss what happened. So yeah, um, I don't know what was said between the team captains. So yeah, that resulted in a DQ loss, and technically we're out in two, but we're really out in here. Um, but holy shit, this bottom half. There's a double DQ here. So like I don't know. I don't know what happened. And obviously because there's a double DQ, the two's all the way through. So like there was no third place match. I don't even know who would play there. Like, you know, because I mean, I guess like Undertow should have played. Obviously, Undertow should have played World Titans. Who knows what would happen there? Like I guess then, if you go on like who played their matches, like these two teams play. And I don't know how IGL can adjust that on the fly. But then, this was a DQ. This obviously. So when we get to World, we'll get to World Titans now. While we're at it, World Titans did not play for over a month. Because I think they finished this matchup like right at the start of week 6. So yeah, they're 7. You know, so they didn't play here. Obviously, they were stuck in the fall off from this. Then they're stuck in the fall off from this. You know, so by the time they played, yeah, they lost to Tempest. Tempest looked good too. So I don't know. I had said through the entire time that I felt the Titans were our best tier 2 team. I just think that this and like everything. Like again, you look at their schedule. Like part of it is they can only play who's in front of them. But yeah, this was just an unbelievable. This division, this conference especially, was just a dumpster fire. But because of this, Titans did get entered in the Tournament of Champions. They lost in the winners semifinals and are knocked down to the lowers. So that's where it stands right now. So we'll see if they can make a run through. But yeah, like I'm so glad that IGL. I'm glad that IGL is going to take a chance on this. Like again, I don't know what happens here. Like all I can explain is this, but like this is just bad ultimately in the end. Because it makes IGL on the surface look bad, and it's not necessarily something that's their fault. This is just kind of like a lesson learned for the other team. Again, I don't know what happened here. Okay, so we got that done. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, we got so Summer 3v3 East. Wow, that is some good spelling. What div are they? Div 2? Oh yeah, that's right. I should have like seeds down next time in the spreadsheet that nobody can see on screen. The Red Bulls. Don't no. Red Bulls. Why'd they change their name? This guy right here. This guy. The reason why they lost is they didn't change their name in round 2. I wonder. Oh, wow. Wow. I mean, congratulations on Depth Esports. All right. So, anyways, the Red Bulls. So, out in the second round in the Open Division, this is 1600 plus. So they had a 6-0 finish. It's their first time up. I told them they were playing with kind of like with house money, and just like keep going for it, because no one expects you here. I'm pretty sure that was a close series, if I remember correctly. Bunch of 1-goal games, but they beat Big Throw from Big Top Gaming. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a lot closer than a sweep would indicate. And then just got beat by Slaughterhouse. That's gonna happen. They just Dilly's team just kind of put their. I say this late in terms of relative to like the division that they're in, but the good news is that even though they were just trying to get their feet underneath them, they was just trying to get the roster and schedules and line up. But like again, for a lot of the squads, regardless of their finish, like they did put a lot of time in. Especially when we get down to the tier 4 team. But like kudos to Dilly's team. Like despite how much flack I'm giving them over the name, like later in the season, like I think week 4, like it just kind of all started coming together, and they just started putting in work. Like, if you hear myself a lot on my personal stream, I don't. Well, one, I don't feel I'm necessarily at the rank. Like I just play better in a team environment. And Dilly's just like one of those like non super flashy players, but just like happens to fall in kind of like that. Kind of like jack of all trades. And I'm not meaning that as a diss. And I think as long as like he sticks to his role, like he becomes an asset, and like he just needs he just needs to clean up everybody's mess and be the workhorse, rather than necessarily the flashy person that scores all the goals. But like he well deserved, like him and his team well deserved like their ranks and the MMR, and just because they put the time in. I think they got all up to 1800. And it's like I guess like spoiler alert, it's kind of like shown in the off season too. For their first season up, like they were out in the quarters, but I mean like no one really expected them to 6-0. and be as high. So, you know, in a way they got, you know, definitely in the playoffs they got everybody's best shot as a 2 seed. But, you know, there's nothing to be ashamed of here. And, you know, spoiler alert, you know, just kind of putting in the time helps. Because, you know, 75% of your rank is the effort you put into it. So good result for them. Okay. Well. Oh. I guess before we get to the victory lap. So this is Summer 2020 West 1v1. Why is winter the first one that opens? I'm not going to criticize him that hard, but... This was a 7-team division. I guess the problem out west. So, yeah, Green has the 1 seed. Got to buy the semifinal. So, yeah, it means he got to play 2 matches. I didn't see any of these matches. So I can't necessarily speak. But, you know, we can drill down and kind of see what happened. It is ones, so I guess I should look at to see when he played B&B Puma. So week 1. Oh, and week 6. Okay. You know, which is going to happen when you play, you know, when you only have 6 people. So yeah, that looks like a close series. Yeah. And then week 6. So 5-3, 7-3, 4-2, 4-1, 4-3. I mean, that's there's a couple games that are just but I mean overall that's well fought in week 6. You know, and then you get the return fight in, you know, the semifinals. I mean, that was a 4-1, right? Yeah, so let's just see. Let's just look. I mean, like, for on Green's side, you know, there was a layoff, so I mean, played close, like, without knowing, like, exactly what happened aside from this. So, you know, and then 1-4-2. Played, I mean, lost to Plebes on the bye match. So, split the series again in the regular season. So, like, I don't know. Green looked a lot better. I'll say that. Green looked a lot better as the season went on. He just kind of got... Hey, here's something shocking. He kind of got hurt by the layoff, too. It is what it is, though, right? But congratulations to Puma. Just making a run. Winning in 7, too. Okay. Okay, so we'll do the old 1, 2, 3 here. So Summer 1v1 div 6. Is that how it ended? Well, whatever. You know, it is what it is, right? I should just like search for Vecinnzz, right? Yeah, crunch, crunch. All right. So, spoiler alert. Huh. What? I mean, I cast that match, so I know he won. It's just really weird to see how it shows up. So came in as a 6. That looks like a forfeit or whatever. Got a win here. Got another win. Got a win here. Because I forgot what time I cast that. I think he won 6, so something's misreport. Whatever. Who cares? So, I cast a lot of Vecinnzz matches. Might have to do with the fact that he was doing the triple, so 3 2s and 1s. Cast a lot of them previous season too. So, as an observer, it was interesting observing and just like seeing, because I remember him previous season. Again, it may just be one series that stuck in my head, but I pretty much like he was kind of like a brick wall and back. And he kind of like stepped up his game a lot, and I think part of it was like actually branching out into 1s and 2s, because I think that did eventually help his 3s game, and like I don't know, like I compare like 1 styles, and this may be me crapping all over myself, but like I feel Vecinnzz plays better 1s than I do. You know, it's a different game than 3s and even 2s, but there's a lot to learn. But yeah, just like Vecinnzz just kind of went on a tear. He finished 4 and 2. You are wrong. So go lay down. You have wrong opinions. Yelling at my dog. So yeah. So I mean, like this went 6, but I mean other than that, like I mean this looks like a forfeit. But I mean like 3-1, 4-1, and I mean like there's a lot for concerns here, but like I don't I think it's always fine giving respect to an opponent, just because that way you can't necessarily, like, you know, I say like you can't just definitely be taken by surprise. It's kind of I kind of I kind of approach for the most part for the level I'm at. It's just like I am going to respect that until they prove that they actually can't do it, and try and play that way. Because most of the time, like if they can't do it, well, it's okay for me. Um, so I just like this. The series, the final series itself was a weird series. I just felt like Vecinnzz didn't have any confidence at all, um, and just like the way I was looking at it, it was just like because I hadn't seen the bracket, so like I'm just based on the number one seed. It's like, well, opponent. There's a reason why he was the number one. They. We'll just say they. We'll do this properly. Um, there's a reason they were the number one seed, and I could understand why, Vecinnzz, would be like, man, like I'm the underdog, and yeah, it's fine, but if your opponent has an off game, like you seize those opportunities, um, and basically that series came down to is just like who would make the mistakes. And I think ones is a lot. I call it column A, column B is you know don't make the mistakes, and you have to punish your opponent's mistakes. You have to be good on in both of those. Um, because if you don't punish your opponent's mistakes, then well, here we are. So that series was kind of like defined by that. Um, and credit to his opponent. Opponent really didn't give up. Like Vecinnzz would go out to a lead, and I don't know if it felt like Vecinnzz just got a little bit way too conservative. Um, so the opponent, and I wish I could remember the opponent's screen name. Um, just because I just think for ones, it's better if you have the user's name. I don't actually mind the team name. Um, as long as it's like not whatever, but like it's just easier to remember things that way. Because for once, you're a team of one. So that's just a random pet peeve of mine that just drives me crazy sometimes. It's just that in ones you're a fellowship of your own darn self. Um, so, but anyways, on that series, yeah, Vecinz's opponent, I mean, just kept trying to call back. And I wouldn't even say it was like necessarily like, Ander digging a hole or something, and dug it too deep. I just, again, it was his mistakes, but I think like Vecinnzz just let up enough, um, to where the opponent could climb back in. So it made for some interesting end games. But ultimately, um, Vecinnzz kind of like righted the ship a couple times, um, and came through with the victory. So like, I wish I had seen game one so I had more context. Again, it went. I'm pretty sure it went six. But yeah, so because I know Vecinnzz won that, he won game one and got crushed in game two. So it was like, so all I had was the context really of like, hey, game two is my game one. So I'm like, okay, like, Vecinnzz said he won by one, and I saw that as like, okay, like I could see the mistakes, but this is possibly like, yeah, this looks like the number one seed asserting their dominance. And instead it kind of turned into a back and forth series. So yeah, but congrats to Vecinnzz there. But we ain't done yet. We ain't done yet. Summer 2020 2v2 Div 9. Ooh. What gap to 9 divisions, you? You have to have only 8 people. I have to click on your profile. Oh. So this 2v2 team. I mean, they came out and smashed. And in the playoffs, this was the round 1 was kind of their worst series. I don't know exactly what happened. It had a case of perhaps Red Bullitis, perhaps, because they went up 2-0. Fluffy, whatever, Fluffy. They took the next 2, and it went to game 5. But again, like, they ride the ship. But, like, holy cow. Like, they kind of, I mean, just looking at the results, like, they smashed. They smashed. Hold on one second. Finishing. I know dead silence is great when you're like answering a Discord message through your phone. Yeah, they just smashed. Like, Mystic was good. And like Vecinnzz was really good. Like, this is the word gets thrown around a lot, and this is not the case. This is just basically a team and players that just like are at the basically near the top of their of the tier, the class, whatever, as the season starts, and just they get better. And I mean, I'll get to the Scorpions in a bit, but also I will say is that, going from Vecinz's word, he plays a lot of 2s with Mystic, and oh boy, does team chemistry matter a lot. So that's the case for always trying to stick it out when it's possible, because they just looked really, really good all season long. And like, I know I say like, yeah, there's a double commit, whatever, but like, I feel like with this team especially, like, I did not say that, and that's, this is tier 4, so this is diamond 2 and diamond 3, and I jokingly say, like, this is the rank where these are the ranks where Rocket League players are the most dangerous, because they have enough skill, so that they've like kind of like developed like hopefully at least one really good thing they're at, and they're starting to form everything. But it's also like dangerous because it's like you could also be a little bit too cocky. They did a pretty good job of like reining everything in. They just like they look good all season. And it kind of shows, obviously, in the result. Just capping off an undefeated season and getting the freaking sweep. Like, that was just huge. Like, that puts a punctuation on everything. And, like, only dropping 3 games, through the run. So, like, this is like, in a way, just like behaving like a top seed sometimes. Again, I think that's a quality of a good team, is that you go out there and you beat the teams that you're supposed to do. You don't let them hang around. You just put teams away. And I think that, again, that kind of shows. So, like this run, I think, is just kind of like, in a way, like the chef's kiss for Vecinnz's season, I think, because it was just like, just in a way, just like showed like everything. Like, you put time in, and you're also like paired, you're paired, with a teammate that you work well with, teammates you work well with, and it just, you can smash. All right, so then I wish I'd stopped searching. I did not click on that. Not to be outdone. These guys. I mean, here's a team that only lost like 3 games as well. I'm kind of just like, look at the topsy-turvy bracket this time around. It's like, here's a 13, here's a 15 and a 10. I mean, we had a 1 and 3 meet. But yeah. So these guys. Again, everything I said before applies. I know Vecinzz is the captain, but I do want to give a shout out to the rest of the roster, like Fox, Nike, and even Generic playing the sub role. I think that this is the most active team for BBC, just in terms of at least like when I look in our Discord, they're always on and always playing together. So, I mean, like, again, they put in the work, and it just really showed. They just put everything together. Just kind of came out there and just kind of crushed it. Again, because Vecinnzz is taking a step back, but they're playing in tier 3. So again, ultimately, this is not surprising for a team that's getting promoted. They're at the top. They start the season basically at the top of their, at the top of the tier in Div 3, Div 3-3, Diamond 3-3, 3-4, even 3-2. And they put the work in throughout the season. They find themselves promoted to champ whenever they did it. But that's part of an individual team's growth. Again, I say Smurf gets thrown around way too much in IGL. I feel about that the same way I feel about, people using the term sweaty against their opponent. It 99% of the time means I suck, I'm not good enough. So I need an excuse. But yeah, like these guys just crushed it again. Like just like Spree did in twos, like the Scorpions, all of them, they just like crushed it, and they looked really, really good. So yeah, like Vecinnzz himself got the triple. His team got a 1, and it's again just going out there, doing what you have to do, putting teams away, winning 3-0, all that. It's just another good season, and just like good result, and it's just I guess as club leadership, like it's like sometimes just like, hey guys, see these people, see them, like that's probably how you're supposed to do it. So kudos to them. So yeah, we kind of walked away with a lot of hardware as a club. Vecinnzz kept in 3 teams, got gold in ones. Him and Mystic got the 1 in twos. Vecinnzz, Fox, Ike, with support, and that's not a joke, because I'm pretty sure Generic played, I think, in 2 series. So they got a 1. Titans lost in the finals, so they got a silver. Green, yeah, well, I mean, that's the way things work, but I mean, still, you have to go out and play your matches. Got a 3. Titans are still alive in the Tier 2 Tourney of Champions. I guess it's a shame that there wasn't a Tier 4 Tourney of Champions, but here we are, because I would like to see what they would have done. So yeah. Heading into the fall circuit, we have something like 5 Tier 1 teams, 4 or 5 Tier 1 teams, 2 Tier 2 teams, 2 3-tier teams. I guess we're not a complete and legitimate org for whatever tier we're in, because we don't have a pipeline. But yeah, should be exciting for most of the teams. I'm just going to say that I've got captaincy of Clangers, and Clangers is going to be an intentional tire fire, but I'm trying something different. I'm trying more of a playtime for my personal team, but I think every other team, we'll see how it goes. The Titans moved up. Half of Clangers from the summer circuit went to Tier 1. So those are 2 Tier 2 teams. We've got a new Tier 3 team. So yeah, should be excited going into the fall. There's a couple, there's like Clangers and like probably 1 or maybe a Tier 1 team that's not expected for results. I think the Tier 3 team is just trying it out, seeing how it goes. The new Tier 3 team. So like there's kind of like low expectations there, which is fine. When you're getting introduced to the competition, no matter like where it's at, like I say IGL is kind of like entry level, but I mean it's providing an essential service, and it's good that they do it. So it's always good to see like how things work. I'm trying something different with Clangers. It's not an optimized team anyways. Got some hardware. Got to make fun of Dilly for changing his team name inexplicably. They probably would have run to if he had changed it again. Don't know why he did it, but hey, we're talking about someone who can't stick to a car because he says like, I'm going to main this, and in 48 hours he changes. So, who knows what looks in his mind. But that is going to do it. I don't know. Deadline for IGL ends this Friday. I think at noon Eastern or something like that. So get your teams registered, clubs, if you haven't done it. If someone from outside the club is, if you have a team, get registered. Because, yeah, deadline is rapidly approaching. So, yeah. That will go ahead and do it. Thank you all for watching. If there's no league play next week, I'll figure something out to fill time. Maybe it will be Ender gets carried again, or something. But yeah. But once again, thank you all for watching, and enjoy your day.